Hey there guys, welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews, and on this episode we will be looking at Wakefield's Gourdita. This is their Imperial Pumpkin Ale, and with pumpkin and spices added. So, this comes in at 10% alcohol by volume, and of course Wakefield is out of Miami, Florida. This is courtesy of White Boy. Thank you very much, Matt from Beer Advocate. And yeah, I've never had this beer. I'm not usually the biggest... I like pumpkin pie. I mean, you know, like pretty much most people craft beer on pumpkin ales, I guess. But, you know, I can enjoy them from time to time, so. And I like cinnamon a lot, so I feel like it's one of the better beers that cinnamon goes into. Anyway, let's check it out. But being from Wakefield, I have some good expectations. Alright, so... pours out, right, there we go, pours out this very dark amber brown, almost kind of burgundy like color to it. This slightly a tan, kind of a coffee like creamer, kind of like a coffee creamer like head to it actually, but looks pretty good, a little hazy. So let's check out the aroma. Definitely getting big pumpkin, caramel, yeah, lots of pumpkin and caramel really to be the big flavors or aromas here. I'm not really getting cinnamon. And some spices, but more like fall type spices, kind of like an allspice nutmeg type thing going. There might be a hint of a cinnamon, might come out more on the flavor if they, you know, even use cinnamon, but the aroma really reminds me a lot of, it reminds me a bit of the Caution, contains real pumpkins from Voodoo, a little bit of that kind of rumpkin and pumpkin, the KOI, the bourbon, what's it called? You know, you have Avery's Rumpkin and Pumpkin, basically. Kind of reminds me of that. Maybe not as sweet. You don't get the barrel, you know, there's no barrel character, but check it out. Cheers. Oh yeah. Okay, so this really reminds me more of one of those like pumpkin cookies, like the fall type of spice cookies. Getting the pumpkin, caramel, bit of cola, definitely getting the spices, a bit of that cinnamon, definitely coming out a little bit more, but it's very fall spicy, very kind of like those cookies, you know, a lot of that nutmeg, that allspice type thing going on. Really kind of does smell like very candle-like in a certain sense too. It's very spicy on the nose. Quite a bit so on the taste too. I'd say the body's medium. Carbonation's lower. Not getting any booze at all really, so you know, for 10%, in that regard it drinks pretty easily. I think it's a little bit more of a sipper in the sense that it's very strong in the flavors, very spicy. It's not too sweet, I wouldn't say. I mean, there's some sweetness to it, but it has just a hint of a bitterness on the back end too. Just a hint. And there's like a slight drying type of finish to it, but the sweetness does come out a bit into the finish. But overall, I think it's a pretty good pumpkin ale. I'm gonna go... I think I'm gonna go 4 out of 5. It's kind of in between 3.75 for it, but I'm a little bit closer to 4. As I think that it drinks really well, easily for a 10% beer. Getting all the flavors, getting all the spices. I personally would like more of a pie-like quality out of it. You know, maybe a bit more malt, maybe a bit more cinnamon, less of the spice, less of the allspice, the nutmeg, or those kind of whatever spices they're using. You know, it reminds me, it's Definitely seems to be like nutmeg or so, but any of those big spices I would probably cut back on, aside from cinnamon, in my opinion, because it comes off as very fragrant and floral and has almost like this spice type bitterness on the back end, which really is like the one thing that is keeping me from drinking this pretty quickly. It's just that intense spice, but it's still pretty good and still does what it says it is, you know. So anyway, that's pretty much it for Gourdita. So thanks again, Matt, and as always, think global, drink local, and cheers.